Okay, the first video showed what this thing is, how I've been using Anki to do flashcards with Juno for learning to read. I don't think the situation is great for sharing these, but I want to make it better. So I want to show the way that the way I think it'll work now if you do want to try this. Like, it would be so nice to be able to share all these cards I've made. Some of them, obviously, you're not going to want to use because they're people from my family. I mean, that's fine if you want to, but we've also got oddball ones about, people pooping in space, and I don't know, maybe your tastes are different. Also, it's very difficult to tell Anki, I want to share these cards with someone else. Please present them in the order that I made them. They get this sort order where you're just getting them randomly, and that's not going to work at all. That's not going to make any sense. So I went ahead and exported this deck as an Anki package. I'm saying include media. Don't include scheduling information. And let's put this, fine, in the documents folder. I already did it, so let's replace. Okay, so that exports everything. I'm going to share this up to the internet or whatever, but let me know if you want it, and I'm happy to just email it to you. Okay, and then I can switch to a new profile. This is going to show the experience, so this would be like new user. This will be your experience when you first open the program. You're going to have this. No, I don't want to do this. You're going to have this screen with nothing in it. And what you're going to do is import file, and you're going to click this thing that I've sent you, this current.a package. Import options, you're going to ignore all this. You're just going to click import. You're going to get all this stuff. Okay. I like to review all these things together. So I just have them broken out into math, preschool, alphabet, and words, just, I don't know, for organization. 20 is the default settings for how many new cards to show, I think, are too much. So I would go into, for the whole deck, under current, click options, or click this gear, then click options. Change new cards a day to 5. Maximum reviews per day. If you care, you can turn this down. This is like if you wait a while, the reviews can build up. Say you stop doing Anki for a couple of weeks, you might want to say, look, I really don't want to see any more than 50 of these things per day. You can also just do less, but it's a pain. So yeah, turn this down if you want. Don't mess with any of this stuff. This is learning steps, like how quickly things are going to decay. Don't worry. Okay, so then we see 5 for each of these subcategories. What that means is if you wanted only review words, you would get 5 new ones. There's just 5 new available in each of these categories. So to review, then I would click, I would first click current, which is just my word for the whole deck. I would go to browse, and you're going to see a ton of different cards, and they're going to be totally out of order. Like if I look at do, there you're going to start out with, like, I guess all the ones that I had created, but the problem is at the end you're going to get all the phonics ones, and it's just a pain. It's out of order, and I don't like that. So what I recommend doing is right-click or 2-finger click on a trackpad on this bar. Make sure that created is clicked. Sort by created, and get the early dates on the top. And then select everything, right-click, and do toggle suspend. So what that's going to do is turn off all the cards. And there was a key command like Apple J to toggle suspend. So what I would do then is I would go down and I'd say, okay, well, the order I want them to be seen in, I'm going to basically turn them on in batches. I'm going to say, okay, well, A, that sounds good. We'll do a few of these cards. This is all the letters in order. Maybe I don't want them in order, but whatever. I'm going to turn on a batch of these by just Apple J-ing my way through. If you want to preview what a card looks like, you can click this preview button. The reason that matters is that this Anki calls this block here a note. So the note, I made 3 fields. I made the sound and picture. So Apple, and then somebody This is when I thought I could save work by finding somebody else's stuff. So this is somebody else saying A is for apple, which is not great because for phonics you want to say ah. So I should just re-record these. Anyway, uppercase and lowercase letters. And then the cards here, if I click preview.
A is for apple. A is for apple.
What I've been doing with these cards is we have this little thing called a boogie board, which is like I should have it here, I guess. It's a thing you write on, and you can hit it's like an Etch-a-Sketch, but electrical. So you can hit a button and it erases itself. So you can write on it with the pencil that comes with it, or just any blunt object. So I'll have Juno here write an A. I don't really care if it's upper or lowercase, but she'll do it herself. And then on the back, she doesn't care that it says A, but we just say, okay, great, it's A. Two different kinds of cards get generated, though, from this here, where I'm also seeing an uppercase A, and she has to say what that is. So she'll say, ah, and I go, great.
A is for apple.
And then it'll show the back.
A is for apple.
As I'm saying this, I realize I really should have it go so it shows you uppercase and lowercase so that you get 3 cards out of one of these notes. I can make that change. Anyway, so we have all the letters. I would just go and turn these on. And then as you review, when you hit study now, you'll see. Okay, so then you're in here. You click study now. You see a B. You go B. Oh, wow. Okay, B. I hit the space bar.
B is for ball. B is for ball.
Oh, good. Great. I see C,
C is for
cat. A.
A.
And we just cruise through these. You see them each once, and what's building up down here are the times you're going to have to review, like in the session. So each thing is going to show up twice. And if you blow it,
A is for apple.
If Juno can't get A,
is for apple.
Maybe I'll say, you know what? Let me see it again. There, it's going to show up again. If it's a real nightmare, obviously I won't force the issue, and you just say, you know what? Let's see it tomorrow.
A is for apple. A is for apple.
Or you'd pick something which just got this out of her face. You'd say easy. And then when you know then this was hard, and if it comes up again and it's still hard, you can deal with it then. Typically the harder, these things that keep reappearing, I'll just come up with like goofier and goofier stories for them. So I'll think, okay, I don't know, A is for apple, and I'll make up some, just doing this now, like maybe there's some ladder that you've got to climb to go get the apples, and there's some worm inside, and the ladder's got the crossbar, and we'll just tell, and I think just the number of brain hooks that you get from imagining the apple and smelling it and having the associated thing makes the process easier. Anyway, so you get to the end. Wow, congratulations, you finished the deck for now. And then tomorrow, more things will come up. And when you get to where you don't see 5 new ones anymore, you can then go back to browse, look here, and just go down the list. And if you pick my created order, that's like a pretty nice, it's a fine progression. So you'd go through, you do all the letters, maybe you introduce some, you skip some if you want, whatever. And my intention is that the things here just save you the trouble of finding images and doing the whole AI generation too. So you could activate some wholesale. You could pick them and swap in your own siblings, family members, whatever. Again, the way I recommend doing this is just ask whoever you're working with, your child, what they think is fun, what they think is funny, and go to town. So enable these as you want in order, or make new cards. And the way you do that is you say add. You'll probably see maybe like some type that has a lot of nonsense. I've used Anki for a bunch of things, but I guess the default has, I don't know, if you've done plugins or whatever. Basic plus is the usual thing you'll choose. And it just has a front and a back. So here, okay, I'm making cards. I go to my list of stuff. I go, okay, I want to do the IE words. So cookie, like the IE at the end. So, typically I'll start with the word, and then I'll do one of two things. I'll either go to images.google.com, or I'll go to Dolly. So let's try Dolly. I'd go here and I'd say something like generate an image of, a 5-year-old blonde girl on a mattress surrounded by, or how about this, lying on a mountain of cookies, fairies flying overhead with bags of cookies hanging off of their fairy suits, or those things, making it difficult to fly. And then I could have some notes about like, magical feeling, I don't know, pen and ink with watercolor. Oh, that sounds cool. Okay, so that's going to start generating. I could also go to Google Images, just say cookies. Look at that. Those cookies look delicious. You can just drag them from front to back. You get a nice cookie picture. That's a great flashcard. So I'll hit add. Then after adding a few of those, maybe I want to have a sentence with cookies. So I'd say, the mountain of cookies. What was she doing? Oh my God. How about this? The fairies laid Juno to rest under a blanket of cookies. That's a pretty long sentence. I would definitely not have this be the first one I made. I'd probably layer on a few of these words first. Encountered issues. Yeah, whatever. And then I can just drag this over, drop it into here, and hit add. Boom. Final thing to note is you can synchronize this up to Anki Web. If you do that, there's a mobile app where you can do the stuff on your phone. And I find it, actually it's impossible to make cards on the phone. It's just really annoying. But it's super fun to do on the computer, and then you sync back and forth to the phone, and on and on. So that's how to add cards. That's how to import this deck. I guess the final thing I'll do is after this video is I'm going to push this up to Anki's shared Anki web, so you don't have to ask me for the file. But anyway, if this is interesting, send me a note, and happy to share more about how this works.